beers or wait until you actually come on?
Here we are. We now.
Hello, folks. Welcome. We're live on Wildcard Wednesday, the International Beer Review Guild Beer Talk and the Beer Coalition chat. We have various beers. I'm in Louisiana. Shane is north of me in Arkansas. Then northeast of me is Michael, a bit northeast, like a 19-hour drive is Michael in Brooklyn, Long Island, New York City, New York State. He's at the very far western tip of Long Island, of course, right at the end. And in New Hampshire, we have Bumpy Road, Jesse. And then in Massachusetts, we have Massachusetts Beer Reviews, Thomas Meadow 75.
Hello, everybody.
Shane's going to go first and tell us what he's got.
All right. I got a big beer tonight. This is the Lagunitas Willett Coffee Stout aged in rye oak barrels from 2019. It's a 12.4% barrel-aged stout.
Yeah.
And it was about $10.99 plus tax for a 4-pack. I thought that was wrong, but I know I've seen it for that price. Lagunitas prices are so they're some of the most fair prices out there. Yeah. I think, especially for 4-pack of 12.4%, $12, $11, $10.99, whatever.
Can't complain.
Yeah,
sounds great.
We're pouring as we describe, or I guess we're pouring right now.
Lagunitas Willett I have not seen around here, but I wish I could find it.
I've had some trouble getting it in the past. Usually, if I miss when it hits the stores, it's usually gone pretty quick. And I just happened upon a couple of cases of it. And but this store that had this, they have a lot of other beers that just sit there. Like they got 2,000. You're able to get verticals of Goose Island these days. You can get 17, 18, 19 on the shelves these days, And this store had 18 and 19 Goose Island. They had cases of this sitting out. And I'm like, had to get a 4-pack. They used to have it in the big bottles, I think. And I've got one of those aging, but it's got coffee in it, I guess. But this thing is pouring pretty dark here.
Okay, now hold on a second. I'm trying to run this switchboard here. Now I have Abita Christmas Ale 2019, and it's 5.8, 40 IBUs. I'm not going to read all the ingredients because it's so complex. I got so many different. I got 6 malt varieties and a bunch of hops, and too complicated. But I'll just pour it. It's from Abita Springs, Louisiana, of course, which is in the Florida parishes. Actually, that's a part of Louisiana that used to be part of Florida. True story. So there you go. Gonna have a thick head and a bronze. Somebody's got some bad echo. Copper appearance. And so now heading up to the northeast. Y'all hear that?
I'm gonna take a wild guess and say, Michael Cormrock, check your audio. I'm gonna take a wild guess.
All right, I'm gonna mute it. Tell me if it goes away.
Okay.
Some reverb. We're gonna go back to Michael. We'll skip over Michael. No, nothing intended against him. We'll go to Jesse, then we'll get back to Michael. We'll go to New England.
So far, so good on said audio, Michael Cormrock.
All right. Wait about minutes, and we'll see what happens. Do a test for echo. Rush would have said 23 years ago. Okay.
Twice. Somerville, Massachusetts is home to Aeronaut Brewing Company.
I'm going to Jesse.
Oh, that New England. Oh, shit.
Yeah, because he lives in New England.
Suspense. Wait for it, folks. Wait for it.
Thomas Meadow doesn't yet have a monopoly on New England. Okay.
Not anymore.
So I got the Samuel Adams White Christmas. It's a white ale with spice. Comes in at 5.8% ABV. And let me go ahead and crack this open.
Okay. 5.8, you said? Oh, that's right. Same as mine. And yours is certified kosher.
So it's a.
And that's one that's been around for a number of years.
Yeah, it's a nice sweet ale with the seasonal spices. So There's a nice little white head on it. Color on my end looks more towards a pale gold. It looks a little darker on camera, but almost like a straw yellow on what I'm seeing with all the light shining through it. And how far are we going into these?
Just give us a rundown. When Michael comes back on audio, I'm gonna ask him if he's ever had that beer. I've had it a number of times.
Yeah, so I'm getting a lot of nutmeg in the aromas. Little bit of like an orange zestiness to it. It says that there's cinnamon in there. I'm not picking up on any cinnamon, but let's go in for the first swig. So cheers.
You.
Yeah, it's got like the wheat cracker type malt notes. It's pretty nutmeg heavy in the flavor.
Yeah, I need to revisit that beer.
Yeah, I'm not able to detect any cinnamon. It's well balanced. It's a not super super bitter, not super malty, and it's just balanced right across the board. The nutmeg flavors are the most dominant out of the spices used. A little bit of a citrusy note, either from the orange peel that's used in it or maybe the hops. That'd be it. It's got a oh wait, I'm talking about the body and stuff too, right?
Be a good idea.
Yeah, pretty light body and pretty fizzy carbonation. So like a higher medium side going into maybe high carbonation level.
Now, we're going to get back to you on this. Now, but when I'm just going to intercede. When I come back to myself and Shane for the score, we'll give more detailed tasting notes and all, because that echo was, I couldn't think straight, you know. So we're going to come now. We're going to fire. We're going to go to the Empire. Get to Thomas Meadow, but I want to see if Michael's got his audio straight. I believe he probably does. What do you think? Probably. Let's see.
Is it better now?
I haven't heard any real, because it was coming out like a bad feedback, and it was, you know, like a,
Okay, let me know, because I can mute it. I can mute it if it's bad.
okay.
Okay, I have never had the Samuel Adams Christmas beer. I have not. It sounds like Bumpy likes it. I probably would like it. Okay, this is what I have for this evening, and I'm getting kind of a weird thing off the light, but maybe you can read it. It's called Benediktiner Hell, and it's Helles Lager from Germany, made by the same company that makes Bitburger, which is their, I guess, their more famous beer, I guess.
Yeah.
The better selling beer. So this is a Helles Lager, 5% alcohol. And I guess I could give the beginning description as the other people have done, or go further than that. The color is yellow, golden yellow, clear. And I don't know if you can tell from the bubbles, there's a Samuel Adams glass that it's in. Samuel Smith glass that it's in. Very small bubbles are going up in the glass, and it has a white head. The lacing looks decent, and the retention of the head seems to be pretty good. Let me give it a smell. You get the grainy kind of smell. Very clean kind of smell too. Not really smelling any of the hops, but I'm sure there are hops in this one. Let me give it a taste. The taste follows. You're getting the full grain taste. You're getting very refreshing, very clean and crisp. At 5%, you'd expect it to be drinkable, and it is very drinkable. Very pleasant. I'm enjoying it, and I'll have a number for you.
What was the price?
What was the question?
I'm sorry to interrupt. What was the price point?
What was the price
Okay,
point?
price point I thought was really good. It came in a case from Costco with 3 other beers, another Benediktiner, which is their wheat beer, the Bitburger, and Kostrika. Have you had Kostrika? Which is a black.
Yeah,
Kostrika. So those 4 beers all came together in 16.9 ounce cans, 24 of them for $27. So that turns out to be $1.12.5 a can.
Nice.
Now, Michael, I'm looking up this. Well, no, never mind. This is the wrong thing. Okay.
It's not the Benediktiner Hell, Hell.
It's not even on their website, which is kind of strange. I was trying to go on into their German website, and I didn't see that particular varietal on their website.
I found it on Beer Advocate and Rate Beer.
Gotcha.
And there were reviews on YouTube.
Well, that's crazy. It must say it on the can somewhere. Usually they'll have it on the German cans.
It seems to have little.
dang.
I'm trying to get an angle because we're getting a little. You see the monk on the top? There's a monk on the top, and he seems to be on all the different Benediktiner varieties from this company. Obviously, he's a Bavarian monk and not a Belgian monk.
Right. Now, from
excuse me.
Excuse you.
Bay Colony.
Thomas Middle 75. Bill McIntosh. Yeah, him coming back on to our fun-filled YouTube live videos would be sweet. Join us.
Right.
Once again, Aeronaut Brewing Company is located in Somerville, Massachusetts, and this is their X-Ray Night Vision, a black IPA, 6.3% alcohol by volume. This one was canned on 11/7/2019, and they're using Midnight Wheat along with Columbus hops and Simcoe hops. And apparently there was a indie rock band from Boston, never actually heard of them, called Lights Out. And when this beer came out last year onto the market, they gave you with the 4-packs, they gave you a Spotify code that would link you right to their album. So craft beer helping out good musicians. Nice. Here's the look of your black IPA. It's like a dark mahogany in some light. It's got a lot of red and brown notes to it, but outside of the light, it's pretty ridiculously dark. You can see a little bit of that mahogany tinge to it. Lacing's looking pretty good. That's where the head started its life. Very creamy looking beige, kind of khaki head. It does have some nice looking carbonation when I agitate a little bit. And the nose is really got that juice, the New England juicy hops and the yeast kind of a nose to it. It is a little bit of light roasted coffee and some brown bready notes, maybe a little bit of a molasses type of a sweetness, not a whole bunch of it at all. It's a very clean smelling beer. It smells on the lighter side of, say, New England style pale ales or single New England style IPAs, with just a little bit of the roasty coffee thing. So, yeah, cheers. X-Ray Night Vision. Whoa. Ooh, that's some tasty beverage right there. It's got a light to medium on the medium side body. Crisp, clean, ultra refreshing. Very crisp. What was I going to say? Yes, the body definitely has more of the roasty notes to it, but it's just like a straight up New England style pale ale or single IPA in the hopping. A lot of grapefruit, a lot of the oranges, and I'm getting even more so than anything else, a lot of good pineapple flavors to it. It's not quite as sweet as a regular old New England IPA. I'm not really getting the bubble gummy kind of yeasty notes either. Too much brown bread. It just has a light amount of smokiness. So they didn't really do a whole bunch of that in this beer. So if you're going to get a black IPA, you're expecting more of a smoky bomb or more of a roastier malt, darker malt. This one's not really that 100%, but I think this is a really good introduction if you've never had black IPAs and for some reasoning you can find this on the market. So far, I'm loving it. Yeah.
Good. And what's the price?
This was, I think it must have been $4.45 for a singular can. I think that's a good price considering it tastes really good.
Okay, that's kind of high. Before I go on to my description and score.
Hello, Ben Bram.
Chinese
that's a good
was backed up by a few Stella Artois. Sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Now, I did find the website. It's Bitburger Broil Group. In other words, Bitburger Brewing Group. But it lists our brands. It says our brands: Bitburger, Kostritza, Koenig Pilsner, Wernesgrüner, and Licher. And then it has another section called Distribution Partners. And Distribution Partners lists Benediktiner. So apparently it's a separate company, but it has a distribution agreement with Bitburger. Okay, so that was part of the problem looking it up. It says Benediktiner Hell, a typical Bavarian style lager that's golden yellow in color. With a pleasant malty sweetness balanced by a little dryness. The particularly special taste of Benediktiner Hell is delicately effervescent, malty, sweet with gentle notes of hops, notes of fruitiness, and aromatic herbs, an intensely enjoyable taste. So they say the hops and the malt are even, and it even has a fruit flavor on a low end. Well, they give a lot of really detailed notes on this. I can't even read it all. It's so detailed. They're saying 5% alcohol. The beer variety is called full beer. Full beer. I guess they mean premium beer. And the ingredients are water, barley malt, and hops, and obviously yeast for fermentation.
Jay, if I had to put it in percentages, I think the malt is winning, but it's probably close. The hops are here.
Excellent.
Okay, now I love to read all these things about the beers when people, yeah, you found it. Okay. He put a link. So I bought a Dragon's Milk White Stout today, y'all.
Damn.
Yeah, it just showed up. But why was it brewed in September and it just showed up today? Is there a distribution issue, people? All right.
That's what I would guess.
Yeah, it's like, and guess what? Pabst Brewing Company, if you look at their website, they list Dragon's Milk as one of their brands.
I noticed that. Weird.
Maybe it's a possibility that they had it on the shelves at another location, another store, and it wasn't selling, so they picked it up and sold it to another store.
Huh.
Distributor, yeah, could be. But I was glad to get it. I heard about it and never seen it. And I asked the delivery man, and he had no clue. He didn't know what it was, So, all right. So here's the beer. This is the 2019. There was some complaints about it. I noticed on reviews. They said it was too hoppy. All right. This is where we are now.
Craft beer.
This is where we are in the craft beer world now, that people complain that beers are too hoppy. Okay. All right.
Nice.
They were like, why did they put so many hops in it? It's supposed to be a Christmas beer, not a amber or copper IPA. But to me, if you make it different every year, but it tastes the same every year, what's the point of making it different? I think it's good that they branched out and maybe kind of maybe it's good they went a little too overboard with the hops. I think this is my fifth of the 6 beers, and I think it has a nice high medium body. It's a dry finish. The aroma is pine, resin, like what you're getting from the hop oils. It's brown bread crust. There's the same thing in the flavor: the brown bread crust, the lemony, and also piney hop bitterness. Okay, maybe that's not appropriate for a Christmas beer. I don't know. I know a few times that Anchor did that with their Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, our special ale. And it was interesting. I mean, people were flipping out, like, why you got to flip out, but one time I drank an Abita Christmas beer and it tasted like ham glaze. Now, to me, that didn't really work out so well. My daughter said that too. Yeah, it tastes like ham glaze, like you would put on a ham. So that this one is you could probably tell I'm enjoying it. And look, listen here at YouTube.
Wow. Public service announcement. Let's go.
Listen here, beer viewing world.
And Lee
This
Russell.
was 7. And what?
Lee
Oh,
Russell.
no. Oh, no. This was $7.99 a 6-pack. Now, I think this day and age for a really nice, enjoyable craft beer, $7.99 a 6-pack is A-OK for this woke beer reviewer. And so it has opened my eyes to variety. Not that I was closed to that. So I'm going to say, I'm going to say 93 out of 100. It's most excellent, getting into that range. But for $7.99 a 6-pack in 2019, I'm very happy. Now Shane's going to give us a nice rundown and a score.
All right. This is an awesome beer. If you've never had it, if you're into barrel-aged stouts, man, this is a great one, especially for the price point on this too. But what I'm getting mostly out of this is a lot of oak from the barrel. You're getting your bourbon in here. The rye spice is coming through in this. It's pretty well balanced. The heat on it at first was there, it was present, but then as it's set and opened up a little bit, the ABV is getting pretty well hidden. There's a lot of big chocolate notes in this too. But yeah, man, this is a great beer. It's really smooth. It's going down really easy for 12.4%. And the coffee is there. It's more like in a kind of a dark espresso roast coffee form, but it's not overwhelming. If anything, I maybe could use a little bit more coffee, since that's the first thing they say is Willettized coffee stout. And it's not that this is an old beer. I don't think it looks like if the Julian code it says 269. There's a space and a 9, a space and a 1. I'm guessing the 169th day of this year when this was bottled. I'm just guessing though. But yeah, it's a great beer. If you see this for $10.99, is what we're getting it for around here in 4-packs. Pick it up, man. Especially if you like barrel aged stouts. Man, Lagunitas, they're awesome, man. They're a great brewery, whether they sold out or not. It's great beer, and the price is fair. It's not ridiculously inflated, so you can afford to get a good coffee stout if you can't afford all those whales and all those things that the supply and demand is created by the brewery. Sometimes they're just putting out some good beer for you,
And what's your score?
My score on this, man, because I could use a little bit more coffee in it, I would say I want to go about a 98 range, 99. It's awesome. It's so balanced. The bourbon is great. You get the rye, you get the oak. If you really like oak and woodiness in your barrel-aged stouts, man, this is going to be right down your alley then. But the coffee is not as overwhelming. Yeah,
a 98 is no joke.
No.
Cheers to you.
Yeah, it's great.
98 is no joke.
Cheers.
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 Cheers. Oh yeah.
Cheers for beers.
Man, the dark fruit is coming through that bourbon too, big time.
Nice.
All right, now Mike's going to talk. Michael.
Okay. As this, Helles Lager is not going to change much in the taste as it warms, but it is definitely very drinkable, and I really do like it. I am going to give it a 92.
Nice.
And I would recommend any of the beers in this 4-pack, in this 4 beers of the German variety, which my daughter got me in Costco. So highly recommended.
Well, I think a 92 is a good score for something like that, which is be more like a common product. But now Ben was asking if Miller High Life is better than Genuine Draft. No, I wouldn't say so, but it is a good deal cheaper in the United States, and the availability is much more extensive. Miller Genuine Draft these days is difficult to find. It's not even sold in my parish. Genuine Draft was sort of like a failed experiment. 33 years ago, Miller said, "Hey, world, wouldn't you love to have packaged draft beer?" And the world said, "Not really." So it just slowly died out, and it didn't really live up to what they were thinking. But it took over 30 years for them to realize that. But Michael, that's a great score.
No, I have more of it because I had got a 6-pack of each, but I would buy more of this.
And that's a giant box of Twizzlers you got there too.
Yeah, if you notice, we don't eat them quickly. They've been there.
I know, Thomas. We still on Michael because I'm still talking to him.
That's okay.
He's my moderator.
Woo.
My instigator. I mean, my moderator. I almost said my instigator. My moderator.
Woo, turn to boohoo real fast. Woo.
Now, Michael, would you be interested in trying the other Benediktiner beers? They have a Weissbier Netteltrub, a wheat beer, which is 5.4. They have a Weissbier Dark, a Dunkel Weissbier, which is 5.4. And they have, alcohol free. You may not be interested in that. But anyway, you think you want to try some other one?
Wheat beer, the Weissbier was in this of the 4, so I did get to try that and liked it. And I actually got a chance. It's not listed there, but at the co-op they sold the Benediktiner Fest beer, which was their Oktoberfest, and I thought that was very good as well.
Oh yeah, a lot of these companies don't list many of their products.
That may be a specialty beer that's just seasonal for Oktoberfest.
Yeah,
that's why they don't put it on the website.
I've noticed with so many beer, wine, and liquor, doesn't matter. They have, here's our portfolio, and then of course there's a bunch of others that we also make that we're not going to tell you about. You just have to find out for yourself. It's amazing.
So for the Samuel Adams White Christmas, I am going to score this 89. It's missing, like I said, I couldn't pick up on any of the cinnamon, little bit of that orange zest in the nose, but nothing really super citrusy or standoutish of the orange and the flavors. Mostly a nutmeg taste to this with some of the flavors of wheat and probably like a Pilsner malt. I mean, it's decent. I'm not going to have any issue drinking the other 5, but I think I will pass it up next year.
Jesse, have you ever been able to get their old Fezziwig Ale, which is another?
Yes. The old Fezziwig has more spice notes than this one does. But yeah, I think that does have pretty high nutmeg profile in it as well.
I've had that before.
Yeah.
I
think out of the winter pack that they put out this year, they actually have their spring pack out. Has anybody seen that?
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, they already have their spring pack. It's got Cold Snap and other stuff out.
I was wondering what the hell, excuse my language, was going on today, because today, I mean, I'm sorry. Okay, I get upset. All right. So it's not even winter yet. All right. It's not even winter on the calendar, and they're putting out spring beers. And look, I was at today, and I bought and I thought that was strange. I was like, they had on the shelf Cold Snap. I said, Cold Snap?
Yeah.
This doesn't seem right. I'm thinking, this doesn't seem right, but it had the right date on it, you know, the Best Buy. I said, well, okay, I'll buy a bottle. It's been years since I had it. But to me, that didn't seem, because I remembered it being a spring beer where you'd have a Cold Snap during the spring. And I thought, this doesn't make sense. But there's a lot of things Samuel Adams, Boston Beer Company, does that to me doesn't make sense. But
Dog shit.
Yeah, I think that they're just going with what they do with like the pumpkin beers and stuff. They come out in August,
sometimes July. And I bought
end of July. Yeah.
So yeah, it's like the retail, you know, for like all the holidays and stuff. They're always like a month or two ahead of schedule.
Yeah, and I also bought the Samuel Adams Winter Lager today.
The winter lager I liked this year. I thought that was really good. I was getting a lot of the ginger notes in it.
Yeah, and I bought the what, ginger?
Yep.
Yeah, and I also bought the Dragon's Milk, the white stout, and I bought You'll Shoot Your Eye Out Christmas beer. That's what it's called. You'll Shoot Your Eye Out.
Who makes that one?
Carbach Brewing of Houston, Texas. And you know what they're referencing with You'll Shoot Your Eye Out.
I think somebody else did that. It may have been Jeremy did that one.
He did. He did do You'll Shoot Your Eye Out.
And I think
he did like it. All right. Well, I'm just doing comments, and then I'm going to go to Eric before he comes to Louisiana and punches me in my face.
No. Well, what in the world would I need to punch you in the face for?
For waiting too long to go to you?
Ooh, no.
his grandfather drank Schaefer, which was a big beer in my market many years ago.
I'm trying to get that comment to come up, and it's not cooperating. All right.
There it is.
Come up.
We have
Papa.
I assume that's his grandfather.
Yeah. Well, that's what in Louisiana, Papa, you know, my pa's paw, my paw. Only drank Schaefer, had a fridge filled to the brim all the time. Too bad. No, they still make it. But you can't get it in Louisiana, Mr. Duplessis. But you can get Schaefer Light at Dorgnac and Monterey. Sean says, I used to drink Schaefer like I had a problem. I'm talking about myself, me, Louisiana Beer Reviews. I used to drink Schaefer like I had a problem 20 years ago. Luckily, I just have a hobby. But it was $3.90. It was $3.98 a 12-pack. True story.
They're saying it's a Pabst brand now, Bart Robinson.
Yes, since 1999. That's when they got bought out. Actually, they got bought out in 81. It was an independent company till 81. They got bought out by Stroh's, and then Stroh's got bought out by Pabst. So now here he is, the heavy metal.
75.
Don't you, Jay? No.
The heavy metal exemplar is going to give us his drumming, but actually tonight his beer reviewing assessment.
I did get a message the other day on Google Hangouts from from Paul, aka Middle Frew, and he says he's been homebrewing for the last 30 years, but he could not for his life ever attempt to describe a beer in the manner that I do. So I found that to be very humbling, and I thank you, Middle Frew, and hopefully this comes out to be a good little examination on the X-Ray Night Vision, a black IPA. The only thing I can tell you that I think is a negative aspect, or one thing that I can complain about the beer, is it's not a really darkly roasted flavor. It doesn't really have a dark malty roasty flavor. There's not a lot of that going on in the beer's flavor. It's not very smoky either, which I guess they don't have to be smoky the style, but it just doesn't have like a really dark roasted malt flavor to it. That aspect is very light. So that'll knock off some points from my rating. Otherwise, I think if you like style pale ales and single IPAs, or you like your beers on more of that juicier side of things these days, this beer is absolutely delicious, and I think you would really enjoy it. So if this was a perfect beer, minus the malts to it, what would I give that for a rating? I guess a 95. If Michael, you want to write that down? Mark me down. 95 out of 100. Man. And it's got a light body to it, where if price wasn't a concern and a factor, you literally could drink this all day. It's such an easy, smooth drinking beer, and it is just going down nice right now. 95.
That sounds good.
Mm-hmm. Good gateway beer into the style if for some random reasoning you came across this one.
Oh, look, he's making a comment. Yeah, the distribution of beer is really aggravating.
Oh, yeah.
To say the least. People ask me all the time, when are you going to do another Southern Tier beer? I said, when they start selling it in Louisiana again.
I was never really a huge fan of any one particular beer that they made. I always kind of thought that they were at least a C range kind of beer. Like it's good, but there's nothing about it that you can really write home about in my eyes. I just think they're kind of average beers for an average price, I guess.
Okay, I know Maria Devon loves Southern Tier.
What do you think, Michael Komarov on Southern Tier?
Haven't heard from Maria in a minute. Haven't heard from Maria in a minute. Okay, Michael.
I guess I like Southern Tier a little bit more than Eric does, but I'm not saying it's a knock 'em, rock 'em, sock 'em company. But I'd say some of the beers can be at least, B beers or a little bit more. They make a good pumpkin.
Ooh, here we go.
Stout, I think.
Juicy IPA.
This is a Southern Tier beer.
I like what I had from them. Unfortunately, it was like here today and gone tomorrow. I mean, as soon as I started getting interested, I turned my head and they were gone, like the wind. They were like gone with the wind. I mean,
I know what I had. I had Southern Tier Pumpkin Nitro. That was very good.
Pumpkin
Nitro. So it's
I had the
which is a normal pumpkin beer.
Oh, Michael, look who's commenting.
Ooh, he's there.
Giant Spatial Monkey.
He's drinking a Michelob Beer Geek breakfast stout. I've never had that.
Our Facebook comedian.
That's Doug, my buddy.
Yes.
Ooh. Love for Jay. Love for Jean-Pierre. Yes.
Yes, Jean-Pierre does still do hangouts with us in theory. And so he'll probably be back, but I think he's on a road trip somewhere in case you're looking to break in his house. He's not home.
John wanted to come, but he must have been delayed at work. Because I was texting with him earlier and he was going to try to make it, but I guess he
had gone. I'm just kidding. He had gone on a trip, but I think he is back in Alabama. But he works funny hours, so can't always join these. And Nate K was going to join, but I don't think he is.
Yeah, he was doing some kind of concert or jazz ensemble show tonight. He said he might be able to come around 9 if perhaps for some miraculous reasoning we're all still around.
And we won't be.
Eric,
people put
Eric,
we got a problem.
I'll let you finish, Jay. I'm sorry.
We have a problem out here. People put their family and their career ahead of doing internet beer examinations, and I think that's something we need to do.
What's wrong with you all? Come on,
Eric.
Yes.
When is Dave going to come back?
Who in the right mind knows the answer to that? But I can advocate due to the fact that we've got some fans apparently of our good buddy Dave. I will advocate for that. Well, next week is Christmas. Maybe January. The first week of January is a good time.
Okay.
Yeah, when is Eric Anderson coming back from California? He used to join us, and then we haven't seen him since Ronald Reagan was president. What's going on around here?
Ronald Reagan, the actor?
We haven't seen Tanya Markowski since Bill Clinton was governor of Arkansas. We haven't seen.
Hey, Jim, what about Bill from Western Florida? You know what I'm talking about?
He was
He says he's going to come back
because we liked him.
Yeah. Yes, he was talking to us earlier. He does say he's coming back.
He talks directly to the common man when he reviews beer. I like it.
Well,
did you just get woke?
Yeah, but you don't. But when I say something, there's usually like implications about it. So I wouldn't take that statement literally. I would take it figuratively. Michael's like laughing like, oh boy. But anyway,
That was funny.
now, well, I think we had a good examination tonight because we had a bunch of winners. Even the worst beer was still a winner. A B+ is no loser, boy.
Oh, no.
So
How about Stout Sunday? Is anybody coming?
I may.
I'm planning on it. I have something like I don't know, like Bourbon County Stout.
If I get fired from my job, I'll be there. How's that?
I have
No.
I have trouble.
That'd be a good reason. He's gonna drown his sorrows in a stout.
I have trouble at 10:30 drinking, above 10%, but I don't know. Maybe I can do it.
And mine is 15.2.
Well, that's really heavy duty.
If you think I'm woke now, after I drink that, I'm gonna be wide awoke. Probably the end of the channel, but I will try to control the consumption facility.
I'll definitely.
I really wanted to say,
I will be there.
I really wanted to save it because I want to have it and I want to drink it and still have it at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be able to drink the Bourbon County Stout and then later still have it and drink it again, but only buy it once. But I don't think I can do that. Every time I look in the fridge, I say, man, I want to drink it right now. I want to drink it right now. But then if I drink it, it won't be around. So it's like a deranged approach to it, But if you pay $10.99, I guess you have a right to be deranged.
Wow.
I totally understand.
Yeah, and those other fancy pants ones, see, I just bought the street level run of the mill Bourbon County. The junky one. I didn't buy the Mon Chéri, which is $19.99. $19.99. I probably never would drink it. I would just look at it.
You guys seen this one?
Oh,
Yeah, I heard they came back out with that.
That's the best stout I ever had in my life.
It is a good stout.
I'll have to
Yeah,
try
it's a
to
really
find
good
that. What's the name on that stout?
It's just Imperial Stout from Founders.
Let me write.
Even better than John Courage Russian Imperial Stout there, Jay Terrio.
Yeah, this is and it's pretty cheap too. 10.5%, and it was $12.99 for a 4-pack.
Wow.
Man, that beer is so balanced, so you can't tell it's got 10.
And I'm gonna have to ask.
It doesn't burn at all. It's just like drinking cream.
Maybe John Courage Russian Imperial Stout is also the best stout I ever had.
Tie. Yeah.
Yeah, you get a real tie. But I mean, God, I think I could just lay in my bed at night and just drift off to sleep about John Kerr's Russian Imperial Stout.
That would be,
You know what I mean?
pleasant dreams. All right.
I've got some
Dawn, I don't
14
know
and
if
15s of the Founders Imperial Stout in my collection in there.
Boy, I hope it shows up here. I sure hope it shows up here.
Nice.
Man.
Yeah. For a non-barrel aged stout, Imperial Stout, it's really good.
Yeah, it is. It's
Pretty
serious.
chocolatey.
Yeah.
I wanted to buy all the Bourbon County stouts, but I didn't want to pay too much money because I had already paid a lot for that doggone whiskey.
Mm.
Yeah, the other variants are like 20, 25 bucks a bottle.
Yeah, $19.99 here, $19.99. And that whiskey I bought cost a fortune and a half. So
Dang.
every time I look on that shelf, I think, should I drink it or should I just look at it?
Yes, yes, and yes.
Jay, what's happening with David Garlapede? We haven't heard much from him.
Well, now that you mention it, I went to his house the other day, Sunday, and after I had some Korean food, which the Korean people told me I wasn't going to like, which they were wrong. I liked it a lot. I loved it. They told me, we have Korean food. You come eat with us. You're not going to like it. I said, okay.
Yes.
That's what they told me. And the entire group of people, I had like 50 people watching me eat. And they were saying, how you like it? How you like it? I said, I like it. Oh, they were so pleased. I ate the whole, I didn't leave a drop. Oh, they were delighted.
Wow.
So then I went out, and then I went over to his house and we did a number of beer reviews. Then we did Bottle and Bond brandy, and we had a guest reviewer off camera, kind of like Nati when I was 4 years ago in New York. So we had a guest reviewer from Greece, brought in somebody all the way from Greece because that's how big it is now. And so he gave us his input on a couple of videos. So yeah, he's around. David Garlapede's around, and in fact, I posted a video with him this week, and I've got about 4 more coming.
I'll have to look at them.
Very nice.
We did Italian beer. We did a New Orleans beer. We did a whiskey. Oh, I'm sorry, the brandy from Kentucky, and we did a beer from I can't remember. And then we did another beer off camera, but we should have recorded, but we didn't. We just all agreed it was very dull. But better to buy 2 standard Bourbon County than 1 variant. Oh, so he's really praising the standard, and he's not like super thrilled with the variants. But he liked them. But you do have to consider the price. Unless money
like Founders.
Oh yeah, I love all those beers. Yeah, Red Dog. Don't even get me started on that. That's makes me so angry.
Oh.
Miller and Coors are really weird companies. They say, well, we make Miller, which uses like 6-row barley and some hop extract, and everybody can get that. But we also make Red Dog, which uses 6 malt varieties and 4 different hop varieties, and it's really cheap, but we're going to make sure nobody can get it. I mean, I don't understand reasoning behind that. It's like we make some beers that are way better than normal, but we're going to make sure you can't get it. Maybe it's because people wouldn't buy their regular stuff anymore. I don't know.
Jay, it's available in South Florida, where my mother used to live.
That does me no good, but it's like Coors Extra Gold. Every day I'm telling people about Coors Extra Gold, and they're like, is it really good? I say, yeah, well, it was 20 years ago when I tried it. Well, all right. Any
Hey, final thoughts to your question.
Yeah, final thoughts.
Extra Gold even come in like 6-packs? I've only ever seen it in 30-packs in my life.
Yeah, well, that company, it probably is 99% 30 packs, but I think it's also probably sold in 6 packs of bottles, 12 packs of bottles, probably 12 packs of
It'd be
cans.
nice to see that.
But I mean, try finding it, you'll never see it. There could be some reasoning behind that because they'll always put whatever they're making in bottles and 6 packs. It could be some kind of trademark issue where they have to put out so many amount in bottles. I don't know. It's got to be a reason behind it because they will crop up and then you think, whoa, and then you never see it. So, but yeah, if you ever do see Coors Extra Gold, and chances are you won't, it's going to probably be in that 30 pack. You know.
Gotcha. All right.
You might run across some weird stuff in this world. I know I have. Any last comments from Arkansas or New York or New Hampshire or Massachusetts? Your only comment is that you love that beer.
That beer is great.
Yeah. Hell
I'll
yeah.
have to look for a
I can
chick.
feel it. I feel it. The 12.4 definitely.
Woohoo.
And I just ate supper before I drank that beer, so good thing. If I didn't have that supper and I drank that, oh man, I would be needing a little help to get back inside.
You would not recommend a session.
No, don't drink a 4-pack in setting with that. You won't make it through 2 or 3 of those, and you'll be topsy turvy. Ass over tea kettle.
Yeah. My final comment is if you see a Abita Christmas beer 2019, don't hesitate to buy it, especially if you get it for $7.99 a 6-pack. Go for it. It's not the greatest beer in the world, obviously. It wouldn't be a 93. If it was the greatest, it'd be 103. But it's dang enjoyable. And it's kind of like a little exciting thing every year to try the Anchor Christmas beer and the Abita. You know, when they don't change them a lot, but they change them just enough to make it kind of an adventure. So any other last comments before we shut it down?
I saw where I'm going to try to get into Little Rock and pick up one of these beers at the Rebel Kettle, which is right next door to Lost 40 Brewing. You've heard me talk about Lost 40 a lot. But Rebel Kettle is a little bitty, small brewery. They do sour kettles, but they're doing a couple like New England style milkshake type stouts. IPAs. And one of them is called Fruity Kettle. And they use some fruity pebbles in the beer, and the hops that they use are like Citra and ones that are going to give off those flavors that fruity pebbles would have in it. And that sounds pretty interesting. They use lactose in it, and it's just sounds very, very interesting. I think the other one might be some sort of cereal milkshake IPA, maybe a cinnamon toast crunch or something like that. So I'm going to try to pick up those. Those sound really delicious, but I like that style of beer. So anyway,
Fruity Pebbles is probably very healthy.
That's crazy.
Fruity Pebbles, it's probably very healthy to drink.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it is. It's probably like no sugar or no calories involved in that.
No. It's always good to eat really highly sugar kid cereal. And then you mix it with alcohol, what could be the downside?
I don't know. I don't see any downside to it.
Thanks. Hey, Jesse and Michael and Eric, any last comments? Because we're about to shut the thing down.
Remember the Alamo. There you go.
Looking forward to Stout Sunday, guys.
Yes, I think Zone 1 is Zone never coming back.
No. Whoa.
Well, it is what it is, right? Am I wrong?
Wouldn't it be?
I'm not wrong. I'm right. Stout Sunday is going to be exciting. I'm very geared up for it. And Sean LeBroy, the next live cast is going to be, God willing, Friday at 7 Eastern for Fandango Friday. I'm going to do a rum taste challenge, which people are probably getting sick of, but I'm getting through it. Yeah, I'll be Ron DeTerrio then. And then I'm getting through it, and I've got gold rum coming soon. Yeah, so I'm making my way through it, and I'm excited. So we may see some founders on Sunday, says Commerce Ozzy. Yeah, more than likely.
Are
So
we
everybody-
going to be having a Wildcard Wednesday on Christmas?
Yeah, let's address that since we have a couple of minutes. Kentucky Brew Reviews. I would do that, but I never hear from them. But they're very kind to me when they make comments. I mean, when they respond to my comments.
Yes. Ooh, Voltron. My condolences.
It's sad when somebody's dying, no matter who it is.
It's affected some of us recently. Oh, yes.
I can relate.
Yeah.
Both of us can relate.
Gotta be a scary feeling when you know that the show is about to be over.
Oh, yeah.
It's Christmas
But
Day
then
and New Year's Day are succeeding Wednesdays.
Yeah, that's a very good question. Okay, it's a very good question. So Friday, the 20th, Fandango Friday, and then the next week after, the 27th, should be a Fandango Friday. Now the 25th, Christmas night. Well, I don't know if anybody is going to be interested in joining, but I intend to do Wildcard Wednesday, and if people want to join, fine. If not, I could always just do it and then delete the video. Heck,
Hey,
but
I'll be there.
okay.
Count on me.
So that's two people then.
Yeah, unless I'm plastered, I might be able to join.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe do
he is a good ass.
drinking.
I watch Kentucky Beer Review all the time, Commerce Ozzy. They're so popular, they passed me up like I was dead in the water.
Oh.
And I wasn't jealous at all. Hey, I don't get jealous behind that. You win, you win. You lose, too bad. So Fandango Friday coming? Yes. So so then on the so Christmas Eve is a go. I mean Christmas Day, Christmas night. And then the Friday after is a go. And then New Year's Eve, there might be a champagne hangout like last year. We did champagne.
Oh, cool.
Gotta ask John Anili if he wants to. If not, I'm not going to go buy one. January 1st is the first of the year, so that's going to be winter beers. January 1st, New Year's Day is going to be winter beers. Any beer that's good for winter. I could always I can tell you right now, it'll be Samuel Adams Winter Lager, right? Or it could be well, it could be a lot of things. I mean,
So it shouldn't be the spring beers that are out.
No cold snap, please.
No cold snap.
Samuel Adams probably got their late summer beers about to come out.
We got their pumpkin beer coming out tomorrow.
Yeah, they got the Summer Ale 2020 already done.
Yeah, so probably have it boxed.
Man,
So
that'd be weird.
we have New Year's Day is winter beers, Christmas Day is wild card, and then we still have Fandangos coming up. I mean, on the January 3rd, I probably won't be able to do that one Fandango because I'll probably be working at bingo, But yeah, I like the Samuel Adams Winter Lager. I've always enjoyed it. I don't like the labels right now. Their new labels look like some kind of. I don't like the Samuel Adams labels.
Yeah, they're all bland. I like the for the old Fezziwig one. They used to have like the party that everybody was very festive, and now they're just all the same bland.
Yeah, it looks like floor wax clean. Oh, look at Michael. I got one of those. I got one too, Michael.
It's a collector's item.
Yeah.
Ah.
And they even had that label down in Puerto Rico until maybe even today.
Wow.
Okay. Well,
All right, so
everybody take
on Stout Sunday, whoever can make it. Thank
Okay,
you,
Michael.
Dave, for hosting.
You're welcome. And we'll see everybody for Stout Sunday. And if anybody wants to join Fandango Friday, good. If not, no problem. But no, I've never tried the Utopias. I've seen them, but I'm not paying that kind of crazy cash.
$200+ for a bottle of.
Yeah, I mean, I paid a lot for the whiskey, but I can nurse that for years. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna sit on the beer and let it go flat, but it's probably flat as it is. I bet that Utopia is flat as heck. but it's not really a beer. A lot of people say it's not a true beer. It's a distilled thing. Still, I tried, of course, if somebody else was bankrolling it. You heard that, Boston Beer Company? I'm here. Oh, no, I'm not begging for it. I didn't beg for beer. I just said I'm here. I bet you that won't happen. So good evening, Jay. Thanks. All right. Well, enough jibber jabber from me mainly. Thanks everybody for joining. I really do appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having myself on and the others.
Cheers.
Yeah, man.
You're welcome.
Enjoyed it.
Take care. Take care, everybody.
We'll see you.
And have a safe rest of your week. 2019 is coming to the end pretty soon.
Yeah.
Cheerios.
Cheers.
Cheerios.
Oh.
Don't you impeach my character.